Ashley asked me if I'd write her a song, so I wrote her a song for her awesome show. Her show is cool and it's lots of fun, so get your popcorn ready.
Hi, welcome to the Ashley and Ashley Show. Today I have Dana Perkins. He does magic, he does origami, he does everything. Hi Dana, how are you today?
I'm doing really good, but I'll get better.
Thank you for coming today. Can you tell us a little bit about origami and how you all started with that?
I started doing origami way back in grade school using gift wrap paper, origami paper, and then somebody showed me a ring in high school made out of a dollar bill. And so what I did is I started making origami but using dollar bills. And
that's really cool.
it actually helped get me through college because I did it for some local banks every Christmas time. And I'd sit there in the lobby folding dollar bills. So everything that I do, it's all legal. I've got a letter from the Treasury Department, saying it's okay because none of the bills are cut or torn or glued. They're just folded, and it's not against the law to fold a dollar bill. And almost all the figures I do are made out of one bill. So,
a dollar bill?
A single dollar bill. Though I do, like for anniversaries or graduation, I do get asked for people to make them out of 20s or 50s or 100s. And I don't get a percentage. I charge a fixed amount, and no matter how big the bill is, I get the same amount. So.
That's cool. I like this display right next to you. It's really cool. How long did that take you to make?
Well, that took about a week. This one is made out of 8 bills, and all the others are made out of a single bill. My favorite is the rabbit in a hat. When you squeeze the sides of the top hat, the rabbit's head actually pops up.
That's cool.
So,
can you tell us a bit about the houses in the bottles?
The houses and bottles, the ships and bottles, they're all made from scratch. They're not made from kits. Everything goes in the opening. We've got, I brought along, this is a ship that I've just started working on. It's just kind of roughed out. And basically I do as much as I can outside the bottle before it goes inside the bottle. And everything, even with the houses, everything goes in right through the opening.
Wow.
And then what I do is...
How does it fit? Do they all fit, or do you have to make them?
Well, usually I make things a little bit too big, and then I have to sand them down. This is actually a medical tool that I use to grab a hold of things and get them right where I need them. Normally I'd have epoxy cement on the ship, put it in position, then once the glue sets, then I can put the mass in. And the houses, everything's done the same way, or everything's done ahead of time as much as possible. And the lighthouse goes in all in one piece.
That's cool.
And I brought some of the other tools that I use. I just kind of improvise. This is, like I say, a medical tool. It's for pulling the beans out of a kid's nose. And the others I just make out of aluminum wire. A lot of bottle builders, they use coat hanger wire. And you can just bend it any way you need. Sometimes dowel stick. This is actually a bicycle spoke. And I use this to untangle threads inside the bottle when I'm rigging the ship. Apply a drop of glue and put it in exactly where I need it. I've got various needles put into the end, epoxied into the end. So I can bend these as I go to kind of work around stuff and get into all the tough corners. And then when I get done with the ship, I need to trim the threads, because the threads, I keep them long till they go out of the bottle. So then I go in, and these are like a little miniature X-Acto blade, a little piece of broken off razor blade, so I can go in and carefully saw through the threads.
That's cool.
To trim the threads once the ship's all done and assembled inside. And it's the same with the houses. And one thing people don't realize, I mail these all over the country for people, and everything's glued and cemented inside. So one time I had a friend come by, and he was visiting my studio while I was working on this one, and I dropped a piece down inside the bottle. And he's like, "How are you going to get that out?" I said, "No big deal." And I took the bottle upside down, and I shook it upside down like this. And And the poor guy darn near had a heart attack because he didn't realize that
Didn't realize it was
everything's
glued.
all glued in
Yeah.
there, you know. And when I'm actually working on these, like the houses, I'm actually working on it on its side and rotating it while I'm feeding my tools in, you know, through here. But it's all made from strips of wood that I cut, measure, you know, work out the plans myself, figure out the problem solving, and then build it from there.
That's really cool.
So, and it's, you know, whatever I can find. The bush in this case on this one is made from modeler's model lichen or moss. On the smaller scale house, that would have been too big. So I made a little bush on this side, and that's actually made from a little green scouring pad.
That's really neat.
So I got a whole forest out of one scouring pad.
Cool.
You know, so I use whatever I have to do to get the job done.
How long does it usually take you to make one?
Well, the ships I line them up, I do 5 at a time. It takes me about 2 weeks to do 5 from start to finish. A house like the little one would be 3 or 4 days. The big house took me about 4 months, but that was while I was also working a full-time job. And so, you know, the prices range anywhere from like the ships $300 to $350, depending upon how many little tiny cannon they have on them. You know, a house like that's $150. A house like that would be $4,000. So
Wow.
just tell me how many you want. You know, I'll cut you a deal. You know.
What made you decide to come in magic, like do magic? Like,
Well-
did you just enjoy it? Like, how did that all start?
Well, the magic, yeah, let me explain a little bit about that and about the magic, because I remember way back in 3rd grade, a magician came to our school, and I'll never forget the first magic trick I ever saw a magician do. He took out his wallet, and I guess my wife had some shopping to do. Well, anyway, I thought, wouldn't it be great to be a magician? Anytime I needed money, I could take out my wallet, I could wave my hand, I could snap my fingers, say a magic word, and I'd have money anytime I needed. Oh, look at that. Well, anyway. So anyway, what this magician did when I was in 3rd grade, he took the money out of his wallet. I'll never forget. He had $1, $2, $3, $4, $5, $6. And he took away $1, $2, $3. And when he counted the money again, I couldn't believe it. He still had $1, $2, $3, $4, $5, $6. So I decided right there, I want to be a magician when I grow up. So, because I got 2 boys of my own. When they were little, you know, Dad, can I have some money to go to the store? And I'd say, well, look, son, you know, if I was a magician, I got $6 left. I'd give you half, you know, 1, 2, 3. And if I was a magician, I'd still have $1, 2, 3, 4, 5, $6. Well, anybody who has kids know if you give $3 to one kid, you got to give $3 to all of them. So the other son would come up, Dad, you gave my brother $3. Can I have $3 too? All right, son, tell you what, I got $6 left. Tell you what I'll do. I'll give you $1, 2, $3. And that's okay, because as a magician, I'd still have $1, 2, 3, 4, 5, $6. Well, now, sometimes my wife, she's getting ready to make supper, and she realizes she needs a gallon of milk or a loaf of bread. And she'll say, dear, can I have some money to go to the store? I'll say, well, how much do you need? And she'll say, well, just $2 or $3. I say, okay, dear, I got $6 left. Tell you what I'll do. I'll give you $1, 2, $3, and that's okay, because as a magician, I'd still have $1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So anyway, you asked how I got started in magic. It's because I saw a magician. He came to our school in 3rd grade. He took $6 out of his wallet. He took away $1, 2, $3, and when he counted the money again, I couldn't believe it. He still had $1, 2, 3, 4, 5, $6. Now, to this day, I still don't know how he did that magic trick, but I hope to figure it out someday. So, anyway. And then later on, a puppet group came to our school. and they did puppets. It was marionettes with the strings. And so I got interested in that, but carrying around a big marionette stage and everything is very complicated. So that's when I got interested in doing ventriloquism.
So do you make your own puppets? How does that work?
I don't, only because there are professional puppet people that do that full time, and that's what they do. So I like to focus on putting together the show, coming up with the jokes, you know, researching jokes, work on the performance part of it, and let the puppet makers do their thing.
So what's your favorite part, the magic part or the puppet part? Are they both?
My personal favorite is the magic part. But what happened is growing up is there are tons of magicians. And some of them are really good, some of them are really bad. And so people would say, well, you know, we have a magician every year. What do you do that's different? And it was really getting hard to get magic shows. So I started adding the puppets. And the first time I tried ventriloquism, I was a kid. I was in 7th grade, and that's when talking dolls first came out.
Yep.
And everybody thought I had a talking doll, which I guess is a compliment. You know? They thought the doll was really talking. And so I got kind of discouraged because they just thought I'm pulling the string on the back of the puppet and he's playing pre-recorded stuff. So I put it away. But then later on, when I needed to come up with something different for my show, I thought, well, let me get out a puppet. And so I started doing it, adding a puppet. And then later on, people would say, well, we'd like to have you as a ventriloquist, but we don't know how it's going to go over.
Right.
Can you do any magic tricks?
So you do both together?
So I do both. So I do a show that's a combination. I alternate between puppets and magic tricks.
That's
and
cool.
Everybody's happy, and it gives me something that's really unique and different from other performers.
Can you show us some magic tricks? Did you bring any today?
Yeah, I brought, well, of course, the one I just did. This is another simple one. It's the only other one that I brought today. And this one uses a piece of rope, or as kids call it, a wope. And the people who've never seen one, it's 2 ends that have been tied together. Halfway down is something called the middle. And you'll notice, actually, there are no mirrors, trapdoors, or hidden assistants anywhere in the piece of rope. Okay, now, you'll also notice when I do this trick, not once will my hands leave the ends of my arms. Now, I know we're kind of on a time schedule here. Normally, magicians would cut the rope with skizzers. I pronounce it skizzers because that's the way the word is spelled, and I don't know how to say scissors. But to save time, I'm going to use these. These are trizzers. Okay, they're faster. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the ends off the piece of rope, which now leaves me with a piece of rope with no ends on it because I just cut them off. Okay, just seeing if you're paying attention, Ashley. Okay.
I am.
We're going to take the middle of the rope like this. We cut the rope, okay, and it's not a trick question. How many pieces does that leave me with?
2.
2, okay. What we're going to do, Ashley, we're going to tie these together and tie a really tight. I want to make sure that's really tight. Can you pull on the end of that? Okay, just pull on it. All right, okay, let's go the other end. I want to make sure it's really tight. All right, she's going to be in the Olympics someday. Anyway, here we go. Oh, I'm sorry, I meant to cut it in the middle. Probably should have cut it down here. Okay. Well, actually, Ashley, I could have cut it down here. It wouldn't have made any difference. In fact, I could have cut the rope all the way near the end, because no matter where the magician cuts the rope, it's going to be back in one piece. There. Now, one time somebody asked me how I got to be so good with rope tricks, and the answer is I used to be in the Boy Scouts, and my dad was the scoutmaster. So I had to pass all the requirements 2 or 3 times to show the other scouts there was no favoritism. And my dad, knot tying was the big important thing, and every Boy Scout in his troop had to know how to take a piece of rope and tie knots really, really fast. So, there. So that's what I brought for magic tricks. So.
That's cool. Now, do you tell anybody how, like, do people come up to you after the show and say, how do you do that magic trick? Do you ever tell your secrets?
Well, whenever anybody asks, how did you do such and such a magic trick, you know, I tell them very well. So. And I leave it at that. Because no, as soon as I tell the secrets, you don't get invited back. And as long as you keep fooling them, let's have that Dana guy back again so we can try to figure that out.
Is it hard to do the puppets? Did you have to practice a lot with your voice?
The ventriloquism actually went pretty easily. You need to talk a different way when you're talking for the puppet. It took me about a month of hard work because when you're talking for the puppet, what you're actually doing is kind of like a singer's voice, tightening the abdomen, and I kind of talk for the puppet out of my nose, so it's harder to tell where the voice is coming from. Then I keep the puppet moving so people look at the puppet instead of me. And for letters like B, F, M, P, and V, you have to use a substitute sound. So instead of saying peanut butter, I'm actually saying peanut dutter. But I say it in such a way that I kind of mush the T and the D so it comes out as peanut butter, peanut butter. So it sounds like peanut butter, but my lips don't move at all or they don't move very much. And of course people are looking at the puppet anyway.
Can you bring the puppets out and show everyone what puppets you brought today?
Sure. When I do a lot of traveling, for me as a performer, I go all over New England, but I've also gone to other countries. And so when you go into other countries, you can't bring a lot of stuff. So what I've got for traveling is I've got this little guy. I try to put a whole show in my pockets. It's actually a glove with the ears and a little pom-pom tail and a little clip-on eyes you can get at craft stores or dollar stores. And yeah, hey there, Ashley, good to see you. Things are hopping here. Anyway, so this is a little rabbit guy I can keep in my pocket. I usually pack a harmonica or something.
So how many puppets do you bring to a show? 3?
Well,
2?
usually I do 4, 3 or 4 puppets. Depends upon the show, what the event is, how old the audience is. I've got one puppet that comes all in pieces, and I actually assemble them right in front of everybody so they can see how he works. I've got one puppet. I didn't bring him today. You'd asked me for my favorite puppets, so I brought my favorites. But I've got one puppet almost as tall as me when I'm standing up. And so I've got quite a collection, and I use some just for walk-arounds. I've got a lobster puppet that encourages people to eat chicken instead, And
awesome.
So I've got probably 9 or 10 puppets total. And I usually use 4 in a show, 3 or 4 in a show.
And you said you bring a certain one to nursing homes and stuff?
Yeah, I'll get him out here in a second. I've got some that are better for children. I've got a soft puppet made out of foam rubber covered with cloth. It's like a Muppet type puppet that's good for preschoolers. So it depends upon the audience, and lots of times I'll bring extra stuff to a show, and just before I go on stage, I look at the audience and see who I actually have. And then I'll quick make changes at the last second so they get a show that's appropriate for the event and for the age.
That's cool. And you brought the famous Larry Bird.
Yeah. Let me get out Larry Bird. There, I've got Larry in here. Yeah, hi there, good to see you. This is my buddy Larry Bird. Yeah, good to see you. And nice to have you here today. And can I introduce you? We've already started the show. Please. We're really, we're way into the show at this point. Please, all right, go ahead, introduce me. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Dana, a guy with great hidden talent. Thank you. Someday we'll find it. Larry, come on now. And what we're going to be doing, excuse me, Larry. Larry, what are you doing now? Are you on a diet? Larry, nobody cares if I'm on a diet. I'd like to know. Larry, you're a bird from Central America. Why would you want to know? I know a lady on a great diet. What does this woman eat that you think is such a great diet? Coconuts and bananas. Coconuts and bananas, yeah. No wonder you think that's a good diet. That's all she eats is coconuts and bananas, yeah. How much weight has she lost? Not a single ounce. Then why does she eat just coconuts and bananas? You ought to see her climb trees. Yeah. What do you eat? Nobody cares what I eat. I'd like to know. Okay, look, I want everybody to know I eat from all the major food groups. Yeah, right. Sugar, salt, fat, preservatives, no. Eat plenty of fresh fruits and vegetables. Get a little bit of meat, but not too much. I drink plenty of milk, water, and fruit juice. And we have some people who live near us. They have goats. Sometimes they give us fresh goat's milk to drink. That's disgusting. Now, come on, people drink goat's milk all over the world. I have 2 ideas. What are your 2 ideas? You need to start your own garden. Plant a garden? Yeah, grow my own food. Sure, I could do that next spring. It's actually a good idea. What's your other idea? You need to get your own goat. Keep a live goat. Yeah, just to get goat's milk. Sure, where am I going to keep a real live goat? In your bedroom. You can't keep a goat in my bedroom. Why not? What about the terrible, disgusting smell? Don't worry, the goat will get used to it. Never mind, Larry. Just say goodbye to everybody. We got some more things to do. All right, do svidaniya. What? Do svidaniya. What's that? Goodbye. In what language? Russian. Russian. You speak Russian? Yeah, we got a problem here. What? I don't speak Russian. In that case, neither do I. Just say goodbye in a language everybody can understand, all right? Arsenic and cyanide. Those are 2 dangerous poisons. Why would you say arsenic and cyanide? That's goodbye in any language. Say goodbye, Larry. So long. So that's Larry Bird. And he's one of my walk-around puppets. I also use him close-up. Before I do a show, I walk around to the audience, get people over for the show. In nursing homes, I'll walk around one-on-one so that people can pat him. Little kids can pull on his feathers or whatever they're going to do to him, you know, grab his nose. I don't know why. Kids always want to put their fingers in the puppet's mouth. I don't understand that. So I tell them make sure they count their fingers, because sometimes the puppets think they're French fries and they may not get them back. But
Can you bring out the other puppet?
Sure. My last one I've got is Phineas Crabtree. And he's very popular in the nursing homes, and he's my newest puppet. And
yeah, because I don't think you brought him last time, did you?
I think I might have brought him just to show him, but I wasn't using him yet. And now I use him in every show. And because he's a very, very popular guy. And he's different from, he's made by the same company as Larry Bird, Axtell Expressions. And what's different about their puppets is they're not the carved figures, but their heads are made out of vinyl. Hi there. Good to see you. And so this is Phineas Crabtree. And Phineas, you're kind of getting up there in years. I know. What do they call it when you get older? The golden years? No, I call it the metal years. The metal years? Yeah. Why do you call it the metal years? Because I got silver in thy hair and gold in thy teeth and lead in thy pants. Right. Oh, when we get done, there won't be a dry seat in the house. Anyway, Phineas. By the way, did you enjoy the trip over here to do the show today? I sure did. Did you see anything interesting Ashley and the audience would like to hear about? I saw the neatest thing. What's that? A whole bunch of cows. Excuse me, Phineas. What? This is an agricultural state, and everybody knows when you have a group of cows in a field, it's not called a bunch of cows. What is it? Herd of cows. What? Herd of cows. Of course I've heard of cows. I know you've heard of cows. Okay, you call it a bunch of cows, okay? And that's not what it's called. What is it? Cow herd. What cow herd? I don't care what the cow herd. I didn't say anything wrong. Phineas, sometimes I think you're this close to a total idiot. Well, then don't stand that close to me then. Phineas, you're making jokes about cows here. So what? Cows give us all kinds of things. Like what? Like milk, ice cream, cheese, yogurt, and even things like your shoes. What about my shoes? Your shoes, they're made out of leather. What's that? You know what leather is? No, I don't. Leather, it's hide. The cow's outside. Why should I hide if the cow's outside? Phineas, I'm trying to get you to understand that cows made your shoes. Whoa, they can teach cows to do anything. Never mind, Phineas. Listen, we need to finish up with you. It's been good having you with us. Just say goodbye to everybody. Yeah, so long. See you later, Ashley.
See you later.
So he's Phineas. He's big at the agricultural fairs, nursing homes, and a lot of places. So.
When you do the puppets, where do you, like, how do you work the puppets with your hands? Like, do you put it inside so people can't see the hands?
Yeah, with the ventriloquist puppets, either my hand goes in the back of the puppet's head, in the back of the puppet, or even like with Larry Bird up underneath. In this case, these two puppets are well, actually all three puppets, including the little glove rabbit. They're all hand puppets. I've got other puppets that are more mechanical. They've got levers inside to make the eyes open and close and wink. But generally, I like these. They're simpler to operate, so I can focus more on performance and making them look like they're alive.
Now, do you always carry them in this bin when you bring them places, or?
Not in this one usually. Usually I've got two big foot lockers, black with silver trim, a little more magical looking. But if it's a show smaller, I'll use a small carrying case or this, just for portability. But usually my bigger show, I pack quite a bit of stuff. So.
Now, where have you traveled that's your favorite part to travel for shows?
Well, I do anywhere in New England. I've gone up to Fort Kent several times up there, and down as far as Connecticut. If I can go do a show and get back home into my own bed at night, that's good. Mm-hmm. Furthest I've traveled, I went with some church groups to Central America, down to Belize. I've done 4 or 5 trips to Russia, and I was surprised that the Russian people are huge on puppets, big on puppet culture, but they're used to the puppets with the theater. Mm-hmm. And
with the strings, right?
With the strings or rods or hand puppets, but they're used to having a big theater. And for somebody to go out and make the puppet just talk the way I do, that was a real novelty for them. So
that's awesome.
Very popular over there. And whenever we had to get past guards with machine guns or security people or whatever, they'd always have me go first and bring out a puppet and get them laughing.
That's funny.
So it worked out good.
You have a lot of people come up to you and say, do you have any puppets with you today that you can pop out real quick? Like,
well, some people think I dress like this all the time at my house. And one of the cutest ones we had 2 little girls that had met. I've got a girl puppet named Daisy. And they came over to the house one day. They'd seen one of my shows, and they wanted Daisy to come out and play with them. And I mean, they really thought she was like a real little girl, or kind of a special girl. And I had to explain to them, well, she's a puppet. She doesn't go anywhere without me.
That must have been hard to explain.
Well, it is. And one thing that's kind of difficult is when I put the puppets away, people really get into the character and the personality of the puppet. Mm-hmm. Lots of times at the end of a show, when I go to put the puppet back into the box, people are going, oh, and I feel bad about it, or I'll have like Larry Bird, and sometimes some of his fake fur, the feathers will be sticking out of the box, and people will call my attention to it because they don't want the puppet to get hurt,
That's funny.
So, I mean, it's good that people are getting so into the illusion that they identify with the puppets as real characters.
But it's funny to me that people think you wear this all the time, the suit and tie.
Well, they think I go around my house talking to puppets all the time. But, so, I mean, we have the jokes like when I talk in my sleep, my wife has to go into the next room to hear what I'm saying, And sometimes I'll tell people I used to work in a pet store and I sold parrots that didn't really talk, I have fun with them.
That's funny. So do you think we covered everything?
I've covered everything that I brought, and unless you have any more questions, I think we did a good summary of a lot of the different things I do.
I think we did too.
Yeah, on top of this, I do regular work as well, but this is, for me, where my heart is.
This is where your passion is.
Yeah, this is where my heart is. So.
That's awesome. Well, thank you for coming. I enjoyed the puppets. I enjoyed seeing the origami. I was amazed when I saw that display. I'm like, how did he do that?
And I've got the 3-dimensional ones here that I do, and it's just a lot of fun. I'm always looking for stuff that's different, that's unusual, not too many other people are doing. I'll try it, and a lot of stuff I've tried and I didn't like it, or I couldn't do it. And I could never ride a unicycle.
Do you ever get frustrated with like a magic trick or?
Yeah, I do, and particularly not so much the magic tricks. Some of them are difficult to learn. The bottle stuff, extremely frustrating. So you develop patience. Throwing the bottle at the wall doesn't help. So I'll get up, take a break, take a walk, come back. Try it again until it works. So.
Well, this is awesome, and I think we covered everything.
Okay.
If there's anything else you want to tell the audience before we end the show?
No, the only other thing I can add, if people want more information, they want to contact me, I've got a website, danaperkins.com, and they can reach me through that, see more pictures of my work. If they have any questions, then get a hold of me through that.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming. I enjoyed the tricks and puppets and origami.
Okay. And when I get more stuff, I'll be happy to come back again
Awesome.
sometime.
Well, anyway, thank you all for joining us. I hope you enjoyed the show as much as I did. I will see you soon. Bye.
Ashley asked me if I'd write her a song, so I wrote her a song for her awesome show. Her show is cool and it's lots of fun, so get your popcorn ready, everyone. Who will she interview on her show today? The Jonas Brothers or Nick Lachey? It's the Awesome Ashley Show. The Awesome Ashley Show. The Awesome